I am here in Provo, Utah, and in my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd be brought on with the themes of heroin and leukemia and people hating their wives. This is awesome, because I was nervous. I really was. I came from the New York area, and I didn't know what to expect, so I got picked up by the Lyft driver. His name was Annabelle, and it's the weirdest thing. And so I asked him if it was okay that I was divorced, because I was nervous. And he's like, it's fine, it's totally good, it's fine. And it's okay that I'm remarried to my forever wife. We love forever wives. That's kind of our thing. We love to be married with forever wives. And is it okay that I met her on Tinder? And he said, yes, it's fine. Some of them meet on mutual, but Tinder's totally good. So is it okay? Is it okay that I'm divorced and remarried to my forever wife who I met on Tinder? Is that okay with you? We're good. And I promise you, life is a journey. I believe it. I know you believe it too. And I know it was God's plan for me to meet Rebecca, and timing had a lot to do with it. Because we both graduated from the same high school, yet never met. How insane is that? Yes, both lived in the same town, yet never met. And it turns out that she's my best friend's younger brother's best friend's ex-girlfriend. How insane is that? Yet we never met. Until you realize that when I was a senior in high school, she was 7, so it wasn't gonna happen. Unless I walked across the street to the elementary school during recess and went to the playground. That's, what do you say? Can I push you? Okay. Not too high, Rebecca. You're scary, Andrew. What do you say to a 7-year-old when you're a senior in high school? Let's wait 31 years till it's okay. And right from the minute we met, the first date, we hit it off. And she likes to play a game where she tries to get people to guess her ethnicity. Like, she's got a little bit of something that nobody can figure out. And I figured it out, and I'm the first person to do it. I said, you're part Native American. And she said, Cherokee. And I was like, awesome, this date's going well. I might get a kiss. Then she tries to guess my ethnicity, and nobody ever gets it. Because I look totally white. I look like all of you people here in Provo, Utah. I look like you. But I am half Hispanic. Speaking of which, I had no idea, but I Googled this, and there are 500,000 Hispanics in Utah. Who knew? That's a huge thing. None of them are here tonight. But I guess that's because we're in Provo, so in other parts of Utah. But so I am half Colombian and half English. And I know I'm literally in ethnic camouflage. I look totally white. I look so white when I speak in Spanish to Latinos, they answer me in English. You know, like they say, if monkeys can peck at a keyboard long enough, they can come up with the complete works of William Shakespeare by accident if they do it long enough. I just rattled off a coherent sentence in Spanish by accident. Mira, tú tienes un reloj, tú me puedes decir la hora. Tú sabes qué hora es. ¿Qué hora es? Yes, I think it is about 7 o'clock, and I'll be like, didn't I just speak to you in perfect Spanish? You know what? I think you did. I thought it was like the monkeys pecking on the keyboards. You see, we live in a world where we make assumptions about each other based on the way we look. Our appearance, visual cues give us an idea of what to expect. I do not look stereotypically Hispanic. But my 5-foot-tall Colombian mother totally does. First of all, she's 5 feet tall. Let's start there. And looks Hispanic and speaks with a thick Hispanic accent. Let's just say that if we're crossing a border together, she's being harassed by ICE, they're leaving me alone. They're not even wondering anything. They're probably thinking, am I lost and do I need any help? She's 80 years old, so all that black hair she had in her youth has been sucked out by her 3 sons, and I'm proud of that. It looks kind of like Gandalf in the last movie, very white, if Gandalf had a bob, and so nobody ever ever expected that she was my mother. Everybody my entire life since I was a little kid thought she was just an overly affectionate maid. Yeah. That hugged and kissed a lot. That's what everybody thought. And it got more awkward, like if my English father would meet us in the park outside, like for lunch, because she'd run up to him and hug and kiss him too. And of course, all the nannies that were in the park would be freaking out. Oh no, she kissed the mister. Oh no, she's not supposed to kiss the mister. Because, you know, that's the age-old adage that nannies are not supposed to kiss the mister, right? I mean, isn't that the golden rule? Isn't that, I mean, even in Utah, isn't that the rule? But maybe not here. Maybe here, this is how you meet the second wife. I don't know how you roll. But you're not supposed to kiss the mister. It's when I was a baby, I had bleach blonde hair, blue eyes, and clearly white. Nobody ever thought she was my mother. It got to the point where she would have to carry my passport and birth certificate wherever we were out, because at one time at the Miami International Airport, we were separated for 45 minutes while they figured out she hadn't abducted the white baby. This is a true story. It was 1970s, and a short Hispanic woman alone at the airport with a white baby. Hello, people. Human trafficking, okay? Senora, do the parents of the little Swedish boy know you have their child? Senora, do the parents of the little German boy? And she was freaking out. Ese es mi niño, yo soy la mamá. Dejen a mi peladito. And then my English father pops in out of nowhere. Hand my progeny. This instant, I am Malcolm Vallis Kennedy, and he is my heir. Dilly dilly. I'm not even kidding. I am the middle of three boys, and my whole point is when you combine ethnicities and procreate and have children, you don't know what we're gonna turn out like. It's not like you combine two cars, a Mustang and a Corvette, and the baby car is half Mustang, half Corvette, right? No, it could be Corvette on the outside and all Mustang on the inside. You never know. So my brothers and I look completely different. We're all different heights, hair color, eye color, skin tone, sexual orientation. We don't even look like a family. You look at a photo, it looks like people just gathered at like a bus stop. At like a bus stop on a sunny day. People have actually looked at a photo of my family and gone, friends of yours? Yeah. Yeah, I guess since they're my family, we're not foes, okay? Didn't you see the picture of me since I was a baby on the wall with the same four people? Didn't that seem odd? That I'd be my whole life with the same four people. Yeah, I thought that was weird. How you kept taking pictures with the overly affectionate maid. He's not the mister, that's my dad. She's married to get out. Just leave. My mom was always very happy to take me out in the stroller because I was the topic of conversation. She's this 5-foot-tall Colombian, and your baby is white in the carriage. People want to talk to you, especially since my mother's grandmother was half black. Ooh, yes. If you don't believe me, go to my website, www.andrewkennedylive.com. I have a PowerPoint presentation that I couldn't pull together for tonight, but none of this stuff is made up, and I'm in Provo, Utah, sharing it with you. I know, I followed the heroine and the rest of it, and the biggest shock to you is that my great-grandmother was half black. Yes, I know. Did you see any of that when the curtain opened? Let's do the math, shall we? Let's do it out loud. So my great-grandmother was half black. That made my grandmother a quarter. That makes my mother an eighth. That makes me 1/16. Yes, you're good at math. Divide 200 pounds into 16. One of those is black. I've got your attention now, don't I? I grew up with all the ethnic diversity you could imagine. I was born in Colombia, then moved to Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Hong Kong, and then moved to the States back in like 1980, long before the Hispanic Revolution that we're talking about now. In 1980, there were no native speakers teaching kids in classes across the US, including here Provo, Utah. If you teach second languages, there were native speakers that taught Spanish. In 1980, in New Canaan, Connecticut, it was Senora Greenberg teaching kids in New Canaan that red in Spanish was rojo. Can you say red? Red is rojo. Verde. Verde is green. Can you say verde? Azul. And I'd be in the back of the class going, rojo, azul, verde, por favor. Senora Greenberg, ¿qué? Senor Kennedy? She actually argued with a Mexican foreign exchange student over the pronunciation of his own name. Yeah, soak that in for a second. ¿Dónde está Miguel Vasquez? Miguel Vasquez, ¿dónde está? And the kid was like, well, pues, Señora Greenberg. Me llamo Miguel Vasquez. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo se escribe? V-A-S-Q-U. Okay. Okay, Señora Greenberg. Me llamo Miguel Vasquez. Muy bien, una A. My father is British. He's very stereotypically English. He's Mr. Magoo. Think Mr. Magoo. The mustache. Ends conversations by walking away from you. 1 minute he's there, the next minute, all right, well, that's about enough of that. Thank you, so long. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen, adieu. My father got pulled over by a police officer in Palm Coast, Florida, where old people live. And in the middle of getting the ticket, politely disagreed and drove away. Like it's a debate. Like, if you prove your point, you're just free to put your left turn signal on and shush your way around the cop. Yes, Officer Smythe, you very effectively guided us to the side of the road with your interesting illuminations. Ooh. Huzzah! Unfortunately, my wife, little Gandalf, and me vehemently disagree with your assessment, so good day, and he just drove. He drove and the cop was paralyzed. It was so weird. It was so non-violent. And he just stared there. It's like my parents glamored the police officer. We're not the droids you're looking for. And he just took off. But then they did chase my parents because the guy was like, you're running from me. You can't do that. So they chased my parents for 2 miles at 35 miles an hour. While my father, using the rearview mirror, realized they did not want to, in fact, go around. Go around! Go around! It's the same one with the lights. Got pulled over for the second time, and he decided to do what he's done ever since he moved to the States. Correct the cop's grammar. Yeah, that's a good idea. The second time you're being pulled over, correct the cop's grammar. And my mother captured the whole thing on her cell phone because she thought it was hilarious. I told you, papi, don't do it. Pero tu papi is loco, and he could go for a cocoa poof. He do anyway, okay? So there's video footage on my mother's cell phone of my father telling a police officer, you're not bringing me to jail. You're taking me to jail. You can only bring something to the speaker. You are the speaker.
It's off the hood, not off of. It's already off. You don't need the of. Anyway, there's no S. That's the word in your English language and mine. It's shorter. Anyway, it's easier.
You guys are awesome. I love this. I was not expecting this. This is the best. Do you guys even get Spanish TV? I know none of you speak Spanish. I got that. I didn't even get the memo. I'm like, I think they don't. There was a guy over there, why does he keep speaking Spanish? He was trying to switch the channels. But you must have happened upon a Spanish language channel, right? Like Telemundo, Univision. I know a lot of people secretly watch even though they don't understand what's happening. Because it's like, what is going on? The soap operas, the telenovelas? Isn't it the end of the world whenever you click on one? It's always the end of the world whenever you click on a telenovela. It's always the same thing. María, es que no te quiero, María. No te quiero. Lárgate de aquí, lárgate de aquí. And everything's very sexy, isn't it? Very sexy on Spanish TV. Women can get pregnant watching Telemundo. I'm not even kidding. Like, that can happen. You guys are awesome. Awesome. I only speak 2 languages. I'm very impressed by anybody that speaks more. I met a magician, an Italian magician, years ago, who spoke 5 languages, which is amazing. And then you watch the show, and he could only do about 2 or 3 tricks because he was repeating himself 4 times. So in a 45-minute show, it was just like you didn't get to see anything. Mesdames et messieurs, je m'appelle Basilio Tabacchi. Je suis le magicien à bord. Bienvenue au spectacle extraordinaire de magique de Mauricio. Hey. Oui, 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 oui. Then he goes to English. I am going to repeat in English what I just said in French. Be our guest, be our guest. Yes, 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 yes. Damas y caballeros, soy Basilio Tabacchi, soy el mago a bordo de esta nave. Bienvenidos al espectáculo de magia. Sí, 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 sí. Then in Italian, signore e signora, buonasera, mi chiamo Maurizio Tabacchi, sono il mago a bordo di questa nave. Benvenuti allo spettacolo straordinario de magia de Basilio. Sí, 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 sí. Then he started speaking German. Babies are crying. People are running for the exits. Because that's a harsh-sounding language, and we agreed, like, it's not nice to the ear. I love you in German is Ich liebe dich. That's I love you. Ich liebe dich. Well, if you say it like that. Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm just one example. I was at a Pizza Hut Express. I don't even know why they call it that. Because it takes the exact same time to make the pizza as a regular Pizza Hut. So why do they call it Express? But it was in New York City in La Guardia terminal, and everybody behind the counter was speaking in Spanish, so it was Pizza Hut Express. Everything quick for you. You want pepperoni? I'll cook for you. The pepperoni, okay? You want anchovies? That's nasty, but I cook for you. And I'm waiting in line with world travelers, and I am next in line. I'm the next guy in line, but the woman, she's got her back to me. She's just 3 feet away from me, over the counter. But she's looking the other way. I could have just flicked her ponytail to get her attention, but that's not socially acceptable behavior, so I didn't. Well done, son. So I just asked for a slice of pepperoni and a bottle of water. In Spanish, me das un pedazo de pepperoni y una botella de agua. All she had to do was turn around and answer the guy that just said that. The guy that just talked to you. But because I didn't look like what in her mind I should look like, she created an alternate universe. Where the sound that came directly from behind her, in her mind, didn't. She looked at me and went, No. Then looked at the black gentleman standing next to me wearing a Kansas City Chiefs hat and did the same thing. No. And answered the Indian from India that was standing here with his back to her. There's no way he said it. But he looked the most Hispanic. There was a Hispanic-looking competition in her mind, and he took first place. The blue ribbon winner. There's no way he said, apparently he's a wizard from Hogwarts that can throw his voice. Like, what happened? There's no way he said that. And I learned something about Indians that day that live in the United States. They don't like to be mistaken for Latinos. It's their pet peeve. His day was ruined. I do not speak this como te llamas, okay? Please, I have got it. I have got it, please. Prankash, not now, please. Surrender, put the cookies down. Where is Hansa? Where is Dinesh? Dinesh, don't mesh. Ever since I come to New York, everybody come to como te llamas. I'm not Dominican, yes. I'm not Mexican, yes. I like the food, it's delicious. Yes, I like the music, I like to move it. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. He didn't do that. That was me adding it on. It gets better, okay? The black gentleman with the Kansas City Chiefs hat was from Kensington, England. Did anyone see that one coming? Because I didn't. I say, you speak Spanish awfully well. I'm flying to Cozumel. Can you guide me? This woman must have thought the end of the world was happening, like right in front of her. The white guy speaks Spanish, the Latino doesn't, and the black gentleman's an extra from Rocky Horror Picture Show. You guys are awesome. I love Provo. I love you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. I just finished my set, and I am proud to request money from you at this moment. It's tipping. You can tip a comic like you do waiters and waitresses. I used to waiter, and I didn't get much money doing that. But at stand-up, I could get some money from you guys, so it's up to you. If you had fun, it comes straight to me. All right, let's see what happens.